Once upon a time, I had some forgotten problem with a neighbor. I could not possibly remember what, but the police were called. That's not my style, and I can't imagine anyone calling the police for anything I would do. Maybe it was the boy that I was guardian of in those days, a juvenile hall situation. In any event, I was feeling sorely put upon, and I remember saying to an officer in a tone of righteous indignation, I'm just supposed to put up with that? Whatever that was, some slight insult or whatever. And the officer took a beat and he said, yes, you're supposed to put up with that. And I took two beats and I laughed and I said, yes, I suppose I am supposed to put up with that. Because it's adult and civilized. So here's an idea. Let's not blow up each other's twin towers, okay? Islamists, brigands, raping Cossacks. Let's not put each other's infants into, well, because it's fresh in the news, but news is not history. An unfinished sentence will not be meaningful. Hamas terrorists put a Jewish baby into the household oven. God. Father murdered and mother raped, but kept alive for a while to witness this. We, the West, took back Spain and defended Vienna, but we let you keep Anatolia, now Islamic Turkey, and you took and kept North Africa and the Fertile Crescent, the Middle East, formerly Christian Syria, etc. Overall, we, the West, came out the losers in that exchange. But let's call it a draw, okay? Maybe you call it Islam Invictus. But let's convert one another with words, not swords. Wards, not swords. And if we feel aggrieved, well, yes, we are supposed to just put up with that. Put up with your feelings and mere lies or distortions or misunderstandings. Words, that is, not actions, such as terrorism. Yeah, well, that's an idea. Let's all hold hands and give peace a chance. But cynicism is as adolescent as fanaticism is. So we can't rest there giving peace a chance, like Chamberlain in Munich with Herr Hitler. We can't rest. Well, we can rest there, just not remain there giving peace a chance. The real idea is to be as subtle as serpents and as gentle as doves. The real idea is that if not against us, for us, and if not for us, against us. The real idea is to answer a fool according to his folly, and to answer not a fool according to his folly. In other words, we need to be wise. With one child, a parent is strict. With another child, the parent is gentle. Because of temperament, it's a balancing act. But that's what wisdom is. It's found in between the rules. It depends on the circumstances. I think I've cleared that up now. I bet nobody's ever thought of this before. The problem is, why, it's not in the stars, but in ourselves. It's human nature. Where there is no law, there are brigands. Not every culture, not every city, not every civilization is civilized. And just one step beyond civility, there be monsters there. This is why force and power are good. If a child will not obey, he is made to obey. If a citizen will not obey the law, he is coerced. He, she, they. And of course, I don't mean currently in lawless Soros, Biden America. But if a dictator will not abide by international law, he is to be deposed. If a duly elected but terrorist regime acts as it will, it must be, well, regime changed. If civilizations cannot coexist, give peace a chance, coexist. One or both of these, well, incompatible cultures will be destroyed. Non-multicultural cultures are the ones that survive. Given the truism that the big man fights less than the little man, which is it better to be? I have said, and historically, if not currently, it certainly has been true, thank God for America. I have said. So often we laugh, smiling Americans, and put up with it, the laughing giant. But thank God for American arrogance. It has saved the world. Some of us have been taught from a teacher to turn the other cheek. But that teacher never told us to turn the other cheek of someone else. Slap me, and I may forgive you. Slap my son, and I'll react most unfavorably. We do not sacrifice other people. We sacrifice ourselves. It's like mercy. It's not for the courts, and it's not for society to grant mercy. Their business is justice. Mercy is for the aggrieved party, for the sinned against, to grant or withhold. Just so far as the individual is simply not allowed his own justice, we call it vengeance, just that far, he can be the master of mercy. Nobody knows that, it seems. But there it is. My point. We rise up as a civilization and strike with fearsome power at what threatens us. We have done that in the past because it threatened our children and wives and loved ones and lives and way of life. Or we reach out and smite with irresistible force who defies the demands of universal humane expectation. We do this, those of us who understand human nature. As for the rest, well, I've been reading another biography of Lincoln, how hated he was, how many war protests there were, how many peaceniks there were, appeasers, apologists, anti-Semites in current terms, pro-slavery or pro-Hamas currently. That's my point. Some will not have peace because the wisdom it takes to fight for peace is not within them. I'd say liberals, and most certainly the left, always at its core totalitarian. Liberals won't have peace because capitulation is not peace. The left will not have peace because chaos and crises are opportunities, per Obama and Alinsky and Marx. And some will not have peace because they love death more than we love life. I was quoting there. Can you guess who? Remember? Bin Laden, of course, but all of them. And if I say any more, I'll just be repeating myself the way history does repeat itself.